This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of the Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, celebrating our 50th year. That's right, man, and we got the 50th anniversary limited edition gear for you to purchase, baby.
That's right. Get some hats, get some zip-up hoodies, get a little bit, I'd say chilly. It's still in the 70s. But, it's just right around the corner, the chilly season.
Yeah, I think we got another 80-degree day today, as a matter of fact. But yeah, it should be coming soon, like hoodie season. Listen, we got a lot of cool stuff, all celebrating number the big 50, and you can get it at KISW.com.
Let's play B-Mix.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. B-Mix, don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Mix, you're a loser.
It is time to be mixed, but it's Wednesday, so maybe there'll be a whacking instead.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then. All right.
And Steve, you were Mr. Wacky earlier because you got whacked.
I know.
Got a big old L right there.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I know. It was not a great score, but I mean, sometimes you lose them, sometimes you win them, and then, occasionally you tie. Let's get to our contestant. We got George in Bothell. George, are you there?
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, George.
All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye. Get out. For those playing at home, George will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. George, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Which American Idol winner had the 2003 hit song Miss Independent?
Kelly Clarkson.
Yes. Which female appeared on the 1999 U.S. dollar coin?
Sacagawea?
No.
Amelia Earhart.
No.
Hillary Clinton.
No. How many seasons did the sitcom 30 Rock have?
5.
No.
4, 7.
No. 7, yes. In 1847, which religious group first settled in Utah?
Mormons?
Yes. What color is the McDonald's character Grimace?
Purple.
Yes. What popular album did Green Day release in 2004?
2004. Pass.
Florence is a city located in which European country?
Italy.
Yes. Tina Turner had the 80s hit song titled We Don't Need Another What?
Hero.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, he did all right there. Gave a little bit of wiggle room for Steve to do a little whack-in.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Here comes Mr. Wacky himself.
Mr. Wacky has entered the studio.
Oh, he has.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
All right.
All right.
I can say it.
I know. Which American Idol winner had the 2003 hit song Miss Independent?
Man, we were just having a conversation, my wife and I, about the American Idol winners yesterday. Kelly Clarkson.
Yes. Which female appeared on the 1999 U.S. dollar coin?
Kelly Clarkson.
No.
Crap. Monica Lewinsky.
No.
Susan B. Anthony.
Yes. How many seasons did the sitcom 30 Rock have?
6.
No.
9.
No.
7.
Yes. Which in 1847, which religious group first settled in Utah?
The Book of Mormon. Mormon.
Yes. What color is the McDonald's character Grimace?
Purple.
Yes. What popular album did Green Day release in 2004?
It's not Dookie, but I just wanted to say that. American Idiot?
Yes. Florence is a city located in which European country?
Italy.
Yes. Tina Turner had the 80s hit song titled We Don't Need Another What?
We don't need another hero.
Yes.
Yeah.
In what state does the 80s film Raising Arizona take place?
Arizona.
Yes. What band had the hit 60s song Wouldn't It Be Nice?
It'd be nice. The Beach Boys.
Yeah. And Steve,
Nice.
you get a perfect 10.
Whoa.
And you win.
Back.
Wow. Yeah. That was a heck of a whacking right there.
That sure was.
Sorry, George. You got the
All right,
bank.
Georgie.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Take it easy, buddy.
Mr. Wacky.
Winner.
There you go.
Felt good.
Back on that good feeling then.
Yes.
After that loss. Well, congratulations.
Said release the whacking.
Oh, good call. I love
Nice,
that.
yeah.
Whack it. But we'll have Kraken Thursdays tomorrow.
That felt like a very unassuming 10. I didn't feel like I got 10 out of 10. I don't know why, but like it just kind of like plodded through it, but I got it.
Like most of them were first guesses for you on that.
Damn.
I was really surprised you got Susan B. Anthony. Like, I just didn't think you would get those.
But she's the only one that's ever been on a coin, right?
No. Actually, even George did say Sacagawea because she was on a coin. There was a special Sacagawea coin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there was basically 2 guesses, but I just figured you wouldn't know anything about history. And
Oh, man, I know my coins.
you proved me wrong, so congratulations.
Yeah. He's got a nice coin purse, by the way. He would know that.
Hey, that's a personal thing, BJ. There you go. Shouldn't bring that up.
Yeah. Hey, someone on Reddit asked people to name things that used to be great, but suck now. And surprisingly, a lot of modern day stuff made the list. You know, you think it'd just be a bunch of old people complaining, but actually there's some modern day stuff on
Cell
here
phones.
that, cell phones. Really?
Well, I mean, they're great, but the shelf life isn't as awesome as it used to be. Like, you get a cell phone and you can have it for like 5 years. And it would still work just fine. Now,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like iPhone, I still swear, when you hit that 2-year mark, they give you that update, and that update is just to basically cause your phone to implode.
Like those old Nokias.
Yeah.
They were just like bricks.
Or the Trios. Remember the Palm Trio?
Yeah,
Oh,
those were pretty. It really is just the operating system. You're right. It's because the phone itself, it works. Like if you wanted to call somebody.
No, you're right.
But yeah, everything does seem to go slow, which I don't remember with like the Palm Trio and stuff like that. Like over the course of time, it still seemed to work the same way. But boy, that's just anything at all with apps. It just seems like that everything keeps getting better and better and faster, and your old stuff just doesn't do it.
Yeah, like I have an old iPad that is completely useless now. You know what I mean?
same,
For the most part.
Oh,
Same with like my iPad mini. I'm like, oh, this thing that like, it's like, oh, you need this operating software in order to use this app. I'm like, cool, I'll download it. And then I go and it's like, well, that operating software is not good for your old ass iPad. You
It does actually say old ass iPad.
It does, yes.
Sure does. Yeah, and so yes. Instead of iOS, it's OAI, old ass iPad. Number 1 on this list of things that suck, but used to be great: dating sites, which I know nothing about. Vicky, is that true?
Very much, because I feel like once Tinder came out, every other dating site or app tried to model after
whole
Tinder.
swipe this
Yes.
direction kind of thing. Yeah.
Everything's all swipe based.
Make a match.
And then all of them now have like, if you want to have like the normal experience you did like 10, 15 years ago, you have to pay for it. So it's not free anymore, technically.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yep. Not fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad I never really had to go down the whole dating site world. Like the closest I came to like using like it was online was because it was like MySpace, like sliding someone's messages or whatever messages, and like that's how you would start like talking and eventually go on a date. But it wasn't like an actual set dating site.
No, just the amount of people and the dumb things they say or expect. It's just, I feel like everyone kind of, if you are a 7, you automatically like put yourself at an 11 and you judge everyone so harshly, men and women. So I feel like we need to be taken down a peg or two. We need to get off of it.
See, I think Steve would have done really well on dating sites because he has a lot of pictures of Lulu. And I've had a lot of friends who are girls be like,
bitches love them bitches.
They're like, well, I'll swipe left if there's any dog in the picture. But yes. I want that as a t-shirt. Not for me, but like on a t-shirt.
And spell it D-E-M, not D-H-E-M. Yeah. Bitches love them bitches.
Yep.
It's just like a hot chick and a dog.
Yeah.
So this, I don't experience this because I have the premium version, but of course people are hating YouTube. They're saying it's so not good now because of all the ads.
Mr. Humble Brag now.
Oh yeah.
I'm totally. I'm being the rock on this one. I got it because I wanted to download stuff to my iPad so that I could take it with me and watch YouTube videos. I never realized being commercial free. You guys keep reminding me of that I go, oh yeah, I never see commercials. I'm never going to end the subscription because I forgot about that.
Same, absolutely 100%. And it's hilarious because my wife doesn't have like the paid version, so I have to use my account for anything because I'm not going to sit through commercials.
Yeah, I don't have. I should go to that point because it's infuriating when they put the commercials in spots where they don't belong. Like,
totally.
You know what I mean? Like I watch a lot of shockingly wrestling videos, and it'll be like in the middle of a match, they just a commercial starts. I'm like, you didn't even find like a random spot, or a good spot, like on this video, which also goes to a commercial break in it. Like it's just so weird how they
You're absolutely right, Steve. And a lot of places are like that. I know Tubi's the same way because I watch a couple of free TV shows on there, and you're right. Oh, okay, here's a commercial break. They didn't do it there, but then they, like you said, they stop in the middle of a scene. It's like, why can't they figure that out?
See, I'm willing to accept that. Hey, you get what you paid for. I pay nothing for YouTube, so I'm okay with getting commercials, but at least do a good job of putting the commercials where they belong.
The thing I don't like is when you're watching something, let's say, upbeat and happy, and then you get a commercial for like a horror movie, and I'm like, well, now I don't want to go to sleep ever. It's like, can we at least tailor the commercials a little better to what you're watching?
Look at that. You know what? I want this free, and I want you to show me particular commercials. Okay, pal?
Like when I watch Pornhub, I don't want to see the chlamydia cream commercial.
Right. Yeah. Or if I'm watching children videos with my little brother, I don't want weird adult commercials.
Oh, here we go. I'm tired of this way you give me free stuff.
I'm pretty sure there's not.
No.
Are you sure? Yeah, I feel like there is. Online recipes. I don't cook, so I don't know, but apparently they're, I guess, worse than they used to be.
Yes.
Yeah. It's still the same for me. I just got to order something online. I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Well, basically, it's a lot of people have blogs, and I don't hate on them for that, but if you're trying to find the actual recipe, they're like, oh, I got this idea for a recipe one fall day, my husband and I, and it's just a huge essay before we even get to the actual recipe.
My wife has mentioned that before, where it's like you have to read a novel before they actually give you the recipe, and sometimes the recipe is just kind of like they strategically put it in the middle of it all, so that way you're not just like scrolling to the bottom.
Or they put it on a different site. So it's like, here, click here to go to the recipe. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Facebook's also on the list. Used to be good, but apparently not no more. Yeah.
Well, I like going to Facebook to read all the opinions that people have about the world events. And it's like, you
like that?
Yeah.
What about all the photos of your friends' kids? I won't say Danny or anything with that one.
I'll take that over somebody's opinion on something.
Right?
You're welcome.
Yeah. I kind of want both of them gone. Used to be about reconnecting with your friends, and now it's about Danny's kids and politics. Yeah,
kids.
Danny's,
I have multiple kids now.
It feels like
Joe's
you do.
other kid.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it does feel like you have more than a lot of kids with all those pictures on there. It's like, holy cow! Oh, that's that one child.
I can't knock. Yeah, that's all I use it for now. It's just like, okay,
it's so true.
Family. Here's pictures of that way I don't have to like send pictures all my family.
I have never seen more updates from you because you just never use Facebook. But now, Facebook. It's totally just you going, oh, by the way, here we are.
Yeah.
But, thank God she's adorable. Otherwise, it would be like, you're in the picture too. So, but I always, it's like porn. I'm not looking for you in the picture. I'm looking for the something I like. In this case, the adorable child.
That's a weird connection to put with porn and little children. But you know what? You do you, BJ.
Yeah. Well,
I know what you mean, but it came out weird.
Yeah, it did come out weird.
I know your intentions were pure.
Yeah.
Sounded really weird.
You're right. It's absolutely right. Well, bottom line is that I don't want to look at you in the picture, porn or otherwise.
Okay, fair. I'll make sure I keep that in the back of my mind.
So, just in case you start posting those up there, just know I won't be liking those.
No, Facebook has basically become the Tatum photo dump page for me. That's it.
I know. But you know what? I mean, she just really does bring a smile to my face because she's just, like they said, kids are like happy drunks when they're running around.
Yes.
And she looks like she is just like, this is the best life you could ever live, and I'm living it.
Right. I found a stick. I'm going to bang it on everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just love the fact she's got her own pool. She's got a nice big backyard. She's got people bringing stuff to her. She does have the best life ever.
Well, when you're a toddler, everything is a big backyard. That's the nice part. When she becomes adult, she's like, I need more.
Oh, yeah. I know. You're absolutely right. When you're a little kid, everything is just so huge. It feels like life just goes on forever when you're a kid.
I was going to say, if you want her to feel like that forever, just have her not grow. Just start feeding her coffee, because when you're my height, everything feels huge.
And coffee will do that?
Yeah. Didn't they say that coffee will stunt your growth?
Oh, it does? Oh, wow.
It doesn't, but that was the joke. Like, I wasn't allowed to drink coffee because of that.
Huh.
And I still ended up short.
Well, I never heard that, you know, but I never really wanted coffee. It was, you know, everything else stunted everything.
Yeah,
you know,
I
you'll
heard
go
that.
blind, you'll grow hair on your hand. You know,
Oh, geez. Yeah. Well,
all
goes
those
back to
things.
that, BJ.
Yeah, I'm just saying those are the things no one ever told me not to drink coffee because I just never wanted any. I didn't, you know, because I wanted soda. Now, soda was that's the problem. Don't drink too much soda. All right, well, this has been a pleasant break. I think I'm going to exit it very quickly and tell you that it is time for listeners on the loose. Maybe you can fix my problems. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? You pick the topic. You guide the show. We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take them at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Whatever it is you want to talk about, just make sure you follow Steve's rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone just texted in wondering, did anyone see Green Day a couple of days ago? Yeah! I know Danny V went. I believe I saw Joe and Sarah were there as well.
Yeah, it was a great time, actually. All three of us got tickets, and we got to... I think Joe said it was like the best concert of his life, which...
The best concert of his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and it's funny,
you've seen Green Day a bunch of times.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen Green Day since... I think the first time I actually saw them was like 2003, or right after American Idiot came out, because that was like my high school type thing. But I've seen them in a bunch of different venues, so I was really excited to take Joe, who had never seen Green Day before.
Always a great live show.
Oh, I told him, I was like, you are going to love... Like, the other bands are going to be great, but Green Day is going to blow your mind.
Definitely. I honestly do believe it might have been the best concert of my life.
What the
Wow. Billy Joe is very surprised.
And Danny didn't undersell it. I mean, he was literally telling me the whole time, if you haven't seen Green Day, you're really going to enjoy it.
They give you the money's worth. They absolutely do.
Yeah, and they have more energy than most bands I've seen. But not only that, I knew all the bands before them. I knew Fall Out Boy and Weezer. And I don't think I've ever been to a concert where I've known every band in the lineup.
And the Interrupters. I don't know if you guys watched them, but
no, we
awesome.
got there late.
Oh, I know. How do you miss out on the Interrupters?
Well, we went... That was my fault.
What the
Joe came over to eat lunch and pregame at my apartment in West Seattle. So we were like, oh, we should take the water taxi over. Because that way we're not going to drive. You know, it's easy enough. Well, we get over to the water taxi and realized that I looked at the wrong schedule because I forgot that it was Labor Day.
What the
So they were on a Labor Day schedule. So by the time we called an Uber and got over the West Seattle Bridge, which is completely closed.
A mess, yeah.
But we were just way too late.
And so Weezer went on before Fall Out Boy, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Mind blown. We got there because we were thinking it was going to be Fall Out Boy, Weezer, and then Green Day. But yeah, Weezer came on and we were just like, oh, Weezer's playing. We didn't miss him.
Well, maybe they just wanted to get home to get a good nap in because you're a little bit older than Fall Out Boy.
Dude, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
They looked old. And
really?
Even their energy was a little bit lower. When Fall Out Boy came on, I'm like, this makes more sense. This leads better into Green Day.
I wonder if Rivers Cuomo was just like, yeah, we should not go on after Fall Out Boy and definitely not before Green Day. Maybe they just knew, like, energy-wise, they're just not on that same level.
They don't want to miss the lunch special.
Right.
Yeah. Early bird. Come on, guys. Let's get off first.
I saw Fall Out Boy had a bunch of pyro, too.
They did, yeah. Pete Wentz's bass had like this big old flame coming out of it during half of it. Yeah, it was really cool. And then
Elon Musk made it for him.
He did. There was a robot somewhere. It was really cool too. Shout out to a couple of listeners we got to. We were like everywhere we were at, we went to a bar before, and the table sitting next to us, they were wearing their KISW rock mask, and they were like, "It's Sarah. She just got engaged."
Oh, that's cool.
So they came over, took pictures with Sarah, and then we got to we were just like getting drinks at the T-Mobile, and people would be like, "Is that Joe and Danny? Hey, can we take a picture with you guys?" It was so cool. So we got to hang out with Taylor and Cody. There were so many cool people we got to meet.
I was planning on going, then realized, life with a child, that plans change rather quickly. But I got a text from our buddy Luke Wilson, and he was just like, "Hey, man, I'm at the Green Day show. Are you here?" And I was like, I was going to go. And he was like, I was hoping to go into the pit with you. And I'm like, that would have been a fun, ridiculous story of just like Luke Wilson. So I don't know if you saw him in the pit, but apparently he was there.
We did not.
He's the first time we ever got to see Green Day. He's a big fan, so I thought that was kind of cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, it was a good pit, and then especially by the time it got dark, like every slow song they play, "Wake Me Up When September Ends," everyone pulled out their cell phones, and it's just you look behind you, and it's just like
I saw some pictures. You call them like in wrestling fans, we call them the Fireflies, because that was a Bray Wyatt thing when like the lights go out and everyone puts on their cell phone, so it looks like fireflies. Mm-hmm. And I saw a couple of shots of T-Mobile Park where it just looked like that. And I was like, that's a cool visual.
It was super cool. And it was the last day of the tour, too. So they gave it everything.
So I heard that I think the guys in Green Day pranked the members of Weezer during their show, during their set. I don't know if you guys noticed it. I think like members of Green Day came out during their set or something like that. Like that's usually like a tradition, is bands will prank each other on the last day of a tour.
Oh, that's funny. No, I didn't see that.
Well, you guys just gave up hope on Weezer, apparently.
Well...
We were kind of drunk.
That too.
Kinda. I saw the picture. Joe has a look when he's absolutely hammered, whenever he takes a picture, because his eyes get super squinty, and he's got a serious look. Like, he's got to be like the most serious guy doing the coolest poses, and I'm like, dude is faded.
Holler at any girls?
Oh, yes, he did.
What?
Oh, my gosh.
Literal.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. Apparently, okay, there was a point when
you were drunk.
I was really drunk and Green Day came on, right? And there were these like people behind us, and I'm kind of tall. And I don't know why, but I thought it'd be a really cool idea to be like, guys, if you want, like, I'll totally like sit down or something, and I was trying to like schmooze it up with the people behind us.
Chivalry's not dead.
In the pit. In the pit. He wanted to sit down in the pit.
Yeah. And they were like, you don't have to do that. That's really dumb idea. You're pretty drunk. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But then the girl, like, she's like really into it, wouldn't stop talking to me. I'm like, oh, you should come up here, and that way I can make sure you don't get hit or anything, because there was some moshing around next to us, and she was totally into it.
A true gentleman.
Yeah. And then the night went on, and I have no idea what happened after that.
Oh. You lost her?
Yeah, she was with me pretty much the entire time, but then something happened that I didn't realize. Is Danny's girlfriend was there with us, and she looks at me and she goes, hey, do you know how old that chick was? And I'm like, yeah, I think she's like, 25. And my friend goes, no, dude, she was 20. And I'm like, oh, 20. How much older am I than a 20-year-old? And Drunken Joe just on my hands starts counting them. And I run out of fingers, and I'm like, oh,
too old.
That's too old. I'm too old for this.
At least she's one more foot.
Yeah. Well, he also left out an important detail that the girl was there with another guy.
Oh, well, that's Joe's MO.
But the guy was not anywhere to be found. So all of a sudden, we're just looking over, and Joe's hanging out with this girl, and we're like, what's happening?
Both Danny and my friend are just pushing me into her, and I was like, at one point I realized, like, I got to stop this. I'm too drunk. This is a bad idea. And
yeah.
What the? Yeah.
Billy said it right.
Yeah, he did. But it was a really great time.
Yeah, it sounds like so. You were so drunk you barely remember anything, but it was the greatest concert you've ever been to.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure I got that right.
Well, I remember one thing specifically because I've never been at a concert in a huge like stadium like that before. But I'm like, oh, I'm on T-Mobile Park, like where they would be in the outfield, and I just turn around because we're in the pit, and it's just a sea of people.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is really cool.
I remember when I saw the Foo Fighters, kind of the same thing. At one point, you just kind of like walk, you kind of spin in a circle just to kind of absorb just how insane it is. So I can't even imagine being a band performing in front of that many people.
Or even just like when we were in the Uber driving up, I was like, can you imagine just like coming up to a baseball park, like a major league baseball park, and be like, we're playing this tonight.
Yes.
I can't even like fathom that feeling.
Someone said the Green Day show was epic. I've seen them several times, and that was the best one. So maybe Drunk Joe's not wrong.
Yeah, I will say there was this really cool part where they tried to bring a random person up on stage to play with them.
They do that every time.
And we were really close.
Were you trying?
I was trying to get Danny up there.
They were all pointing at me. He did not even look near us.
Oh.
I was jumping up and down. I was like, ah! And he was not even paying. So they pulled this like 14-year-old girl.
I was going to say, he's going to go with the teens.
Well, and you could tell, like, I think he had been like scoping it out throughout the show and had already picked. But the funny thing was, like, he was like, you need to promise me you know how to play. So she gets up there. She didn't know how to play.
Oh, that's the best.
So he kicks her off stage. Not mean, just like, get somebody else to play.
Younger Billy Joe would have kicked her up. No.
Oh, yeah. And then he gives her the guitar. He's like, hey, I want to find that girl because I want you to learn and practice how to play, and next time you can come play with us.
Give me a break.
Gave her the freaking Gibson.
That could have been your guitar, Joe.
Right?
I know.
Wow. I was ready. I don't even know how to play the guitar, but I would have tried.
Imagine that's your night. Like, you get to see probably one of your favorite bands, and then you leave with Billy Joe's guitar, and you don't even know how to play. And you got brought up on stage for a second, too.
Oh, it was
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
The second guy who showed up, too, because they had to bring another person up, right? He just killed it, too. So it was really bad. I felt so sorry for her.
Because I don't feel sorry for her. She left with a guitar.
Yeah, right? He didn't give it to her till after, though. So he came up and played, and then after he took the guitar from the guy, and when I'm giving it to the chick.
And that guy's just like, well, I played it right.
Yeah, and you could tell. I don't think that she didn't know how to play. I think her nerves. Like he even at some point stood back and was like, breathe.
Yeah, well, no big deal. Perform in front of 30-something people.
That's all.
No big deal.
So good.
Nice.
Wow. Such a great show.
Do you think you could have been able to do it, Danny?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, especially with a few drinks and liquid courage. Forget about it.
I probably would have fell into the crowd, but yeah, I would have been able to play.
That would have made my day if the next day I wake up and I see a text from Danny and he was up on stage with Green Day. Like,
that would have been awesome.
How insane would that have been?
It would have been amazing.
That would have been really cool.
What the?
You pick the topic, you guide the show. It's listeners on the loose, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Or if you calls and text at 933 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on the Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
New on Curiosity Stream. With superior armies comes superior weapons. How has innovation mechanized the battlefield? From bullets to battleships and everything in between. It's machinery of warfare. Plus, from the gross to the gourmet. See how that in-flight meal lands on your tray table. On secrets of your airline food. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Want to create a lifetime of memories this spring? Do you remember the joy of jumping as a child? If only there was a way your own kids could experience that same joy safely. Spring Free Trampoline has been engineered to eliminate 90% of product-related injuries. The Spring Free design boasts no springs and a flexible enclosure and proudly offers a 10-year warranty. That's peace of mind. Lock in your ultimate backyard safe space before summer arrives. Visit springfreetrampoline.com. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Let's go to Kevin in Issaquah. Kevin, you are on the Rock.
Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing?
Great morning, Kevin. Welcome to the show, buddy. What you got for us?
So I'm just touching base back on earlier when you guys were talking about the subject of things we did as kids that probably weren't such a great idea. And number one thing that came to mind for me was riding on the tailgates of trucks, like when you'd go camping or going from a buddy's house or something like that. But yeah, always just riding on the tailgates of trucks. It was always just a common thing to do.
Yeah, riding in the back of a pickup truck or, like you said, on the tailgate, not realizing that, you can get bounced around, thrown off.
Yeah. I mean, it was such an awesome moment when you get to ride in the back of a pickup. Like, this is so cool. I don't know why, but it always felt really cool.
So funny you mentioned getting bounced off the truck, because that actually happened to one of our friends. we got picked up by one of our friends' dads, and he lived on like the far end of like the housing development that we lived in. So we're like, hey, give us a ride to your house so we don't have to walk. And he was like, oh yeah, sure. So his dad threw down the tailgate, and we're all sitting there riding along, and yeah, he hit a bump, and one of our friends fell off, but he got so scared that he grabbed the ball hitch for like the tow hitch or whatever and held on for dear life as we're dragging this poor kid down the street. We're all like yelling and screaming at his dad to stop and stuff like that because his dad can't see anything. And so, yeah, we end up having to turn around, go take him back to his house, and you could just see like a white streak going down the whole street where his sock was just dragging. So,
but fun fact, he's now
a good example of why it's a bad idea.
He's now a professional bull rider because
exactly
right.
Damn,
That just seems insanity.
It really is. Seeing the way that kids get basically kept from doing a lot of stuff today as opposed to what we were allowed to do, it's insane. It really is.
Someone just texted in saying, Steve, can you give a shout out to my stepfather, Ross? He passed away recently. He used to drive the Zamboni at Sprinker Ice. He ensured the ice you play hockey on was perfect. Also ran sound and video business. He did the sound at the Puyallup Fair or the Washington Fair for years. And thanks and also congratulations to Sarah, J-Rubs, and BJ. Much love to Ross, man.
Our condolences.
I'm sure I've crossed paths with Ross. I mean, the staff over at Sprinker are awesome.
Yeah.
It's really sad to hear.
Yeah. Again, our condolences to the whole family of Ross on that one. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Brad. Let's see if I get on. First, press the right button. There he is. Brad on Whidbey Island. You're on the Rock.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Welcome, Brad. What you got for us, buddy?
So I was just you guys were talking about the Green Day concert, how great it was, or for what you remember. I and the girlfriend went to see Steve Miller at the Puyallup Fair.
Yes.
And I got to say, that guy, he still has it. He killed it.
Wow.
It was just awesome.
I was wondering about that because sometimes Steve comes off a little grumpy, so I was wondering, what would a live show with him look like lately? And you said he killed it, and he can, I mean, he's got a voice that, a lot of high notes have to be hit for a lot of his songs, and he was able to get it done.
He did good, and I think because, it was so long with COVID and everything, there wasn't a lot of shows going on. It was great because the T-shirt at his show, it had 4 shows on the back.
Oh, yeah.
That was the whole tour, I guess, with the 4 shows.
That's pretty clever. Hey, so while you were at the fair, what'd you eat?
Okay, so we started with, they had turkey leg tacos.
Nice. Turkey leg tacos?
They were, they were like $11, but they were killer. They were pretty good. We got these double burgers for like 2 for $1. They were okay. The biggest disappointment was they had like fried Snickers, Twinkies, and all that good stuff. We got a fried Snickers, and it was like a bite size. So, like, I don't know if it shrunk to that size or if they had, like, a king size and they just used half of it but that was kind of a disappointment, for that. The highlight was, of course, probably my foot-long corn dog. It was awesome.
The Krusty Pup?
The Krusty Pop, absolutely.
Yes. Awesome.
That was the one.
What a great day. I can't wait. We're trying to plan a day to go to the fair with Tatum because I think it'd be a lot of fun. I just think about all the food I want to eat while there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm with you, dude. And you'll probably want to eat a lot of food, especially if Tatum, decides she wants to be carried a lot of the time. I had to do the shoulder thing. Even though we had the stroller, Sarah's thing was like, no, I don't want the stroller. You're going to put me on your shoulders. I want to ride that way.
Well, we have like this little like tricycle that it's basically like a stroller right now. It has like the back thing so you can push it, but eventually you can remove that. And as she gets older, so it's pretty awesome though because it looks like she's just on like a tricycle, just like with her sunglasses on and her cap on, just bawling. But she does nothing other than hold the handlebars, pretending that she's doing the work.
So she's just sitting there getting pushed around. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, eventually you can remove like the footboard parts, and then all of a sudden she can work the pedals. It's like as she gets older, she progressively like takes over.
Oh, see that we didn't have anything like that. That might have kept Sarah busy. Oh man.
Yeah, that's right there. You got I think that as a gift, but you get them at Target. Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
I want
one as an adult.
Yeah, those things look super cool,
right?
I'm not pushing Sarah around these days, and I surely can't put her on my shoulders. So J-Rubs is going to have to get her that little stroller.
There you go.
It's a wedding gift.
Yeah. How wonderful is that?
As we've learned this morning, she's got a ring on the finger.
Yeah, she does. Yep, he put a ring on it. No date has been set, but you know what? My life is about to get busy.
I'm pushing for June 9th.
Ooh. Oh, really?
6'9".
For a 6'9" wedding, baby.
There we go. I should have known. Here I am going, what's the significance of,
Let's make it happen, everybody.
The nicest of all weddings, BJ.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but you know what? I'm rooting for you, Steve.
Okay. Well, you can have some say. You're probably paying for the thing.
I know. And by the way, just because I'm paying doesn't mean I have any say. I don't think there's any father that's ever had any say when it comes to a wedding.
The only say is yes, dear.
Yeah, that's it. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Joe in Issaquah, you are on the Rock.
Hola, bichola.
Hola, Joe, hola. Don't forget the men's room afternoons right here at 2 o'clock on the Rock. What you got for us?
So this pertains to us kids being stupid. Like Steve was doing, sketching or whatever that was.
Yep.
Same concept, but we called it here in Kent, Washington, East Hill, we called it hooky bobbing.
You're not the only person. So we had a few texts from people saying that they did hooky bobbing. That was basically their version of sketching.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I don't even know why they call it either one. They don't say that. Like neither name seems to be like. I guess you hook yourself on the vehicle. Maybe hooky bobby works that way.
We wouldn't use a skateboard or anything like that. We would just use our feet.
All right.
And the best part was, a truck, because you can hold on to the tailgate a lot easier than the bumper of a car. So it was at least more safer. You're up more. You had more stability. But yeah, we called it hooky bobbing, and it was awesome.
And with a pickup truck, were you ever noticed? Like, did the dude finally realize, hey, who's this idiot on my hitch?
Well, we didn't go out. We were just basically in the neighborhood with the kids. One of the cool dads would have his truck, and he would do that for us.
Yeah,
I mean, being out here, it's just probably not too safe to do it in the city of Kent.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You don't know what's going to happen if somebody sees you jump onto their vehicle.
Yeah, we had a big neighborhood, and we just get drug around the neighborhood.
Yeah, you know what? That is a fair point. In those days, you'd be, oh, hey, the kids are having fun. Nowadays, someone's like, that kid's trying to steal my truck. He's trying to hop on.
This just in via text message. June 9th, 2023 is a Friday.
Oh, perfect.
So she's willing to wait till 2023 to get married.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so we had almost 2 years she's got to wait. Wow.
Dude, I don't know. I know a lot of people that are getting married, and they're not scheduling weddings until like 2023, 2024.
Really?
It's insane. Like a couple of my girlfriend's best friends, like she's part of the wedding, and I was like, when's the date? She's like 2024, and I was like, why? That seems so far away, but I guess just because of all the restrictions and venues having to reschedule things, that they're just booked up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I had a friend that's like, screw it, let's just get married in my backyard. Yeah. And like, that's like, screw the venues.
Yeah. I got a nice backyard for a nice discount price.
Well, not only do you get the backyard, but you also get the person that could do the wedding.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that.
Wow, what a way. This is just getting better and better.
And the ring bearers, Frank and Carl.
Oh, my God, that's adorable.
Cat ring bearers,
that's perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
You know what? Yeah, that would. Yeah, you know what? I think I would have to skip that wedding.
Actually,
I would have to.
I just saw over the weekend their job in the wedding was to push the ring bearer, which was a cat, and he had a cat stroller, and the cat delivered the ring.
Yeah, I need a cat stroller now.
This is awesome.
I feel like whoever's marrying that person that needs their cat to be in the wedding like that. That person should run away. The other person should go, never mind, you're not going to be my spouse.
Now, Carl would take those duties as ring bearer very, very seriously.
Yeah,
and I do have a bow tie for him.
This might be the moment where BJ pulls what his dad did when he said, I'm not coming to a wedding because there's no meat. BJ's like, I'm not coming to your wedding because you have cats as ring bearers.
Yeah, I might actually have to say, no, this is enough. I'm done. You're right.
This is where I put my foot down, right?
Yeah, I'll finally understand what my father was talking about.
Oh, somebody asked, hey, Miggs, have you watched that hockey documentary about the Trashers? Yes, I did. Whoa. And I highly recommend it, even if you're not a fan of hockey. If you love a ridiculous story about a guy that's in the mafia buying a hockey team for his son, you'll love this story.
Oh, wow.
It's on Netflix. It's called, it's a new documentary series that they're doing, and this one's called Untold Crime and Penalties. And it's about the guy that apparently was the inspiration behind Tony Soprano and The Sopranos. There's a real life mobster by the name of Jimmy Galante, but like his real job was that he was like a garbage company, like they collected garbage.
That's right. That's right out of The Sopranos.
And his son used to play hockey, got hurt, and he wanted to do something nice for his son who's 17. So he bought a minor league hockey team in Danbury, Connecticut, and they called them the Trashers, which is based on the occupation that he had.
Makes sense.
The whole story is about him being tracked down by the CIA and the FBI or whatever, like, because they're like, this guy's a mob leader or a mob dude. And then it's also about the son who's 17 putting together this hockey team and actually does a pretty good job of putting together a team of basically goons, and they fight everybody. The story is just pure insanity. And like, even if you don't like hockey, you'll just love the story of what was going on, to the point where like, he was paying the players under the table so they were getting paid more, because it was like, you only had a certain amount of money you were allowed to pay these guys. The whole story is just pure. It's just straight up bonkers.
And this is real?
Yeah, it's a real story.
Wow, that's cool.
Like, even like people joke that like if they send this as a premise for an episode of The Sopranos, people would laugh it off. And the son's name is AJ, of course.
Yeah. Oh, that's hysterical! Wow, they really did Sopranos that up.
Yeah, he bought the team for $500,000 and put his son, 17-year-old, in control. There's so many great scenes. The equipment manager's like a mobster guy too, and like he was messing with the other teams. And they're like, well, "Why'd you do that?" And he's like, "Oh, cocaine was a hell of a drug." It's like
he's right about that.
The whole thing was just, every time you're like, no, this can't be true. And then more insanity would just continue to happen. One of the players got hurt by another player on another team, and they were going to put a mob hit out on the other player. If the player on their team said that was okay, and he's like, that guy's lucky that we leave it on the ice, basically. It's a must watch. I think you'll really enjoy it. Even if you don't like hockey, it's just like you sit there and your jaw drops to the ground like, how is this even happening? And how did they get away with this?
And what's this on? It's on Netflix. What's it called?
It's on Netflix. It's called Untold Crime and Penalties, and it's about the true story of a team called the Danbury Trashers, which existed for like 2 years in a minor league hockey program.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's so great. To the point where you're almost like, this kid could have become like a general manager for a pro team, the way he put together this team.
Oh, wow. So he actually had some skill.
Well, I mean, with that and a little bit of daddy's money didn't hurt.
Yeah, daddy's money is always helpful, especially when you're paying those guys under the table. You can get better performers.
But when you watch the trailer, you're just like thinking, oh, this is just going to be about this idiot kid. But like, yeah, he's a little bit of an idiot because he's 17, but it's actually impressive what he pulled off.
All right, here's a big question for you right here. What do Ryan Castle and a golf cart have in common? You're going to find out at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a golf cart have in common?
They usually got some booze in them.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Something tells me that it has something to do with old men riding them.
Yeah, both get run by drunk old men on the weekend.
Yep. There you go.
Steve likes to use both to get from hole to hole.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
And the other person's for balls, shafts, and grips.
That's all you need. This is a story that, of course, has to happen in Florida. Happened near Tampa. The cops were in the middle of a standoff with an armed teenager on a rooftop. So this was a serious situation. In the middle of the standoff, randomly, a 28-year-old woman named Jessica drove right through the middle of all of this in a golf cart, completely naked. And again, this was a total coincidence. She had nothing to do with the standoff and had no reason to be there.
Where'd this happen?
Sounds like my kind of girl.
Yeah.
It's Tampa, Florida, man. There was a dude on the rooftop. The cops were trying to figure it out. And then this naked chick on the golf cart just drives all around. They were trying to shoo her away so they could focus on the standoff. But the woman was like, no way, I'm partying. It's a joyride for me. And yeah, she got arrested.
That's very Florida.
Yeah, but they did get the guy down. He didn't shoot anybody but himself in the thigh accidentally. So
of course he did.
Just, Ryan Castle, he doesn't have a gun. He's not naked, but he does have a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
The holes in Swiss cheese are also named after what body part?
No. Eyes?
Yes.
The funny part, I thought the same thing again.
Of course you did.
Of course, yeah. Well, you know, yeah.
No.
Is that a shock to anybody in the room?
Nah. Just shows how consistent I am with my juvenile thoughts.
That's a good point. We can always count on you.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
New on Curiosity Stream. With superior armies comes superior weapons. How has innovation mechanized the battlefield? From bullets to battleships and everything in between. It's machinery of warfare. Plus, from the gross to the gourmet. See how that in-flight meal lands on your tray table. On secrets of your airline food. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.